Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Cinematics video session 283. So in today's video, we will cover about SAQL windowing functionality. So of course, it will be a bit long topic, but we will at least try to understand how we can write a simple SAQL query. We will start off in this video with that. A simple basic SAQL query related to windowing functionalities, and as time progresses, we are going to learn how to write the SAQL related to the other compatible functionalities which is present. So at first, what you are going to do is very quickly you are going to go to my YouTube channel and just watch the sessions from 173 till maybe 180. Yeah. So just watch all the videos from session 173 to 180 where I covered about how the compatible functionalities work, like what is the meaning of each of the compatible functionalities which is present. Okay, so that is important for you to just go through once, and after that definitely you can come back to this video again. It will be a complete series where I will be dealing with the backend logic, how we can write the and utilize the SQL query which is working in the backend for all of the compatible functionality. So from a functional side you will be knowing that, but yeah, from a technical or more from a coding perspective we are going to do that in this sessions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, of course, in all those videos I have taken a different data set, something like account of left join maybe. uh, Here I will be taking a different data set, but at the end of the day that doesn't matter. You If you have been following my videos you will be definitely knowing that, and now we will just check how we can do those kind of functionalities via SQL. We will take very simple example for today's session. Firstly and secondly, once that is done, you are going to open this SAQL guide that is already there with you, and we are going to go to page number 132. Okay, so in page number 132 you have this definition, so we will of course quickly go through the definition as well, and whatever is important probably I can just copy it in my notepad. So SAQL windowing functionality, let's see what this document says. So I'm just going to write it in my notepad. Maybe some important points I'm just going to jot it down, which could be necessary for us. So they are saying use SQL windowing functionality to calculate common business cases such as percent of grand total, moving average, year and quarter, growth and ranking. So all those functionalities we already covered in those video session which I told you, that is fine. Windowing functions allows you to calculate data for a single group using aggregated data from adjacent groups. Okay, that's interesting here, that it's saying it will allow you to calculate data for a single group using aggregated data from adjacent groups. Windowing doesn't change the number of rows written by the query. So this will not impact the number of rows. Windowing aggregates across groups rather than within groups. Okay, so it will aggregate across the group rather than within groups and accept any valid numerical projection on which to aggregate. Fine. So there will be no impact on the number of rows which you will get, but it will just do an aggregation of that from that same number of rows. Like it just does an aggregation as it's saying across the groups and not within groups. So this is an important definition. So let me just copy this and put it in my notepad. Okay, that is something which we definitely need to put it down. So what is the syntax? So this is also important, that we can just write the particular syntax for the windowing. Okay, so windowing with an aggregate function will have the following syntax, right? So let me just paste it over here. That is fine. Then they are saying, so this is the function like windowing function projection expression over. Once we write some query, I think this will become much more clear to you. That is fine. When using ranking functions, use the following syntax, right? So rank function, I think right now we won't be using the ranking function, but that's fine. We can later on write it down. Where window functions, an aggregate function. So what is the meaning of window function? An aggregate function that supports windowing. Currently supported functions are average, sum, mean, median. Okay, all these aggregation functions. Then the rank function is like return a rank. Okay, we will walk through this rank function later. The projection expression, it is saying the expression used to generate a projection from the values of specified column, right? So that's the thing of this. And what else you have? You have the row range. So the row range are specified using the following syntax. Okay, so that is, there are some syntax which we need to know. Then you have something called as the reset groups and order clause, right? So they mention about the reset groups as well, the column that reset windowing aggregation when their value changes. So what I will do is, for now I think I can just copy this whole thing. Maybe for now I will remove the rank function. Okay, that's not needed. We will walk through later. So let me just write where, fine, and maybe I can just put an enter over here. Okay, so windowing function, we understand that it is this is the meaning. Rank function currently I don't need. Let me just delete that. So we have the projection expression, right? And maybe I can just copy a few more things at last. Let me not copy the row range because they haven't explained the meaning. I mean, they have explained the meaning, but they have specified the what is that exact meaning of each of this. I will not copy that whole part, but definitely I can just copy the reset groups and order clause. Okay, so I won't make it confusing for you. Let's stick up till here, right? So the main thing is the syntax. As you can see here, this is the particular syntax. And now let's jump back to the topic and just let's cover the one of the windowing function. So we will start off with the first one, which is sliding window, right? So what I'm going to do is, as I told you, if you have gone through the session or if you go to those sessions which I already talked about, I am taking this particular data set, that is opportunity dashboard data set, and here I will just take the stage name. And what I'm going to do is, probably I will just duplicate this, or maybe I can edit the column, click on plus, and I will just utilize the function called sliding window, right? So maybe the column header also I will let sliding window values, okay, something like that, sliding window values, or uh, okay, sliding window, what it is applies an aggregate. Okay, let's say I can write aggregate function across, or maybe I can just write something like sum over here. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Now the function I will go for is a simple sum. Okay, I will just go for a simple sum. Maybe the start and end I will keep it as -10. I'm not explaining how this works. That is not the purpose of this video, because that was already explained earlier. And I will just click on apply. Currently there's no reset group. We will walk through the reset group as well. So we will just click on apply. I definitely know the values are correct, and you can watch the same video, because if you see -10 means it's just taking a summation of these two. So 401, that is fine. -1 means the previous row, and 0 means basically the current row. Okay, and again, once you watch all those videos, things will become clear. Fine. So now let me just close this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my compare table, and it's hidden right now, so I will just show it. Okay, and we will just walk through the SAQL which is working in the backend. So I know, okay, this count of rows should be at the top. Okay, yeah, so I know that for each stage this is the count of wait a minute, what happened here? Okay, this is the count of rows, right? And let me just clear out the sorting. I don't need the sorting as well. Okay, so these are the count of rows, and that summation which is happening is like it's present in the next column. So 120 plus 400, 520. Again, for the one, it's 1 plus the previous. So it's like the whatever number is there in that particular row plus it's adding the previous rows. It's just simple as that. Now we will check what is that SQL query which is working in the backend. Okay, so this is important. So firstly, we are going to load the data set. We are grouping by stage name, and finally we are generating the stage name and count. That is also fine. Then what we are doing, we are again grouping by stage name, right? Because to get that particular functionality, and then we are generating the stage name. We are just, because again we are grouping by, we are writing first of a because it contains as a bag right now. So that's why we are ensuring we map the first of a. Okay, I am thinking even if I don't write first of a, hopefully it should work out. Let me just check. Okay, sorry, this is an aggregate. Yeah, this is actually a number. So I think maybe we could have written sum of a as well. But anyways, that's not an issue. And finally, what they're doing a summation. So if you see sum of a, right? Why sum of a? Because the count is already done. So that's why the count should reflect as it is. So sum of a over, they are putting this value. So that's the way this is also written, if you see. So it's like sum of a. Okay, the windowing function is sum of a, the projection expression, that is the projection expression, sum of a over, and we are writing -10. So over, we are writing the row range. In this case, it is -10. Partition by all, because we don't have any partitions. We were writing partition by all. We don't have any reset group for this one. And then we are again having the order by, right? So order by, we will give that particular stage name once again, okay, as B. That's it. And finally, we are limiting that query, right? So that's the way this is going about. Okay. So of course, we can just quickly write that SQL query as well. So maybe I will just copy this particular data set and we will try to write this query. Fine, very quickly. So here it's just a simple practice right now we will be doing. Okay. And we will check if we can do it or not. So the first step is of course to write q equal to load. We are going to write that data set, which is fine. And maybe before write, so the main thing we have to remember is this one, sum of a over, we are going to write that range -1 dot dot 0, partition by all, order by that stage name, and that is closed as B. Okay, so that's the thing. So here I will just open this thing, and here of course I can just write, these things are quite easy, we have written a lot. Okay, q equal to, for each q, generate q dot stage name as stage name, okay, and count of q as a, right? And then again we are going to group by stage name, so q equal to group q by stage name, fine. And again we will generate this, so q equal to, for each q, generate, so the stage name will be as it is, that's not an issue over there. Then that a which we are writing, that a we have to write first of a. Now there are different variations to it, it's not necessary that you have to write first of a. I will just show you right now as first of a, as a, that is also fine. And then what we are going to do is we are going to write sum of, okay, the first step is sum of a, right, sum of a, and after this we are going to write over. Okay, so I can take the reference of this one right now, this particular syntax which we have. So it's like over, then I'm going to give the row range. So what will happen is here it will be having the row range as -1 to 0, so -1 dot dot 0, okay, and then partition by all, and order by, I'm going to give the stage name, fine. So let me give the stage name, and finally this is where it's ending, order by stage name, and finally I'm going to give the label as B. Okay, so I think this is the whole thing. I'm loading that particular data set, I'm grouping it by stage name, I'm generating the stage name as well as the count, I'm grouping it again by stage name, I'm generating the stage name, I have generated that a as a, then I'm taking the summation of this over -1 the partition by, sorry, I have written exclamation, partition by all, because I'm not doing any reset group right now, but we will work through that, and order by stage name as B. And I think that's it. So at last maybe I can also write q equal to limit q 2000. Okay, so let's very quickly check if this runs or not, and maybe we can rectify certain errors if it exists. So here I'm just going to run the query. Oh, cool. That is exactly working. If you see, so 120, 520, 401, and here also we have, yeah. So this is exactly working, and definitely I can save it and write it as sliding window SAQL. Okay, so maybe I can write sliding window SAQL, and I can save it in my SAQL app. So yeah, that is all about this video, and we will just continue and check the variation. This is not the final one. There are different ways in which we can shorten this particular SQL query, and that is something we will walk through in our next one. So yeah, that's it about this, and let's meet very soon in our next video.